Hey, what is up guys? It is Dominic, and in this video we're going to be covering websites inside of Go High Level. Now I've made a video like this in the past and it's actually one of my most popular videos, but as we all know, Go High Level is constantly upgrading, updating, and making things so much different and better. And so for that reason, we're in 2024, I'm going to be doing an updated video completely devoted to website and funnel design. So whether you're brand new to Go High Level or you've been on Go High Level but you're used to the old format, this video is for you. But just in case you are brand new to Go High Level, you have no idea who I am, my name is Dominic Baptist. I am one of the top affiliates in the world for Go High Level, as you can see from this trophy, and I have been one of Go High Level's top affiliate leaders for over a year now. I actually hold one of the longest first place records in history for the GHL leaderboard. And if you're interested in becoming one of my affiliates and seeing how I've done all of this, plus getting both of my courses, including a white labeled onboarding for all of your clients, because I know none of you guys want to make videos like this, so I'm just going to do it for you, then stick around to the end of this video and you will see exactly how to become my affiliate. Or you can just go in the description below and sign up right now. You're going to get 30 days for free, not 14, 30 days for free, plus all of my bonuses, which like I just said, I'll mention at the end. But enough about me, let's get into the video. Alright guys, obviously the website builder and the funnel builder are massive components inside of Go High Level. For a while, it was pretty much the only thing I was selling when I first started. I mean, they just make it so simple to click on a funnel, grab a template, and start editing immediately. It is phenomenal for a beginner or anyone who's not amazing with code. So for me, when I started, this was great. And if you're struggling to find the website tab, basically you just have to go into a sub account because you cannot build websites in an agency view. You have to be in a sub account view. And if you don't have a sub account, then make one for yourself immediately. They even help you do that. And once you're in the sub account view, you're going to go down here to sites right under automations, and you're going to see all these different options: funnels, websites, blogs, WordPress, client portal, forms, surveys, chat widget, media, and URL redirects. We are only going to be staying within funnels and websites in this video, but don't worry, I've got tons of videos on YouTube that cover pretty much every single one of these. And yes, I will be updating all those videos for 2024. But let's start with the question I get asked the most. What is the difference between a funnel and a website? So we've got funnels right here and websites right here. I'm going to be going inside of both of these to show you the difference. But to pretty much give you the answer right away, funnels are usually 1 or 2 pages, while websites can be up to, honestly, hundreds of pages. As you can see, my SaaS website right here is 15 pages long, because websites are supposed to inform, while funnels, on the other hand, are supposed to get you to take action immediately. Now, I do believe you're supposed to take action on a website as well, and I'll actually explain later in the video why I sell funnels way more than I sell websites to clients. But ultimately, if you're still confused, funnels are just smaller, websites are bigger. That's pretty much it. So when creating your first funnel, you're going to come over here to plus new funnel on the top right, and you're going to have 2 different options. You're going to have from blank and from templates. 99% of the time, you're going to choose a template, because why in the world would you go from nothing? Maybe if you're trying to code something or you actually just want a blank canvas, then you would go from blank. But I'm pretty sure everyone watching this is going to use a template. It's basically just a cheat code in business, and we love to cheat. So we're going to click on from templates and continue. And I like to point out that when I first started Go High Level, there were only like 12 templates to choose from. Now there are literally thousands. I mean, I can't even go through all of these. I used to be able to go through every single one in a single video. There's no scenario where I can do that anymore, which is awesome for you guys, because now you have so many different options to choose from and you have a bunch of categories to choose from. So if you have a client in the weight loss niche or the yoga niche, then you have all these different options right here. Go High Level even has extremely specific niches like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu cancellation. I mean, come on, that's insane. But if you want to see the categories, come over here to the left. Not only that, you can scroll down here and actually click on the types of categories that you want. So we could do consultation, we could do event, and we could do lead capture. And then it's going to show all of those options right here. And if we scroll down even more, we've got all the tags as well. But let me scroll up real quick, and I'm going to go into the search bar, and I'm going to type in real estate. And as you can see, we have a ton of different options for real estate funnels. We also have options in the website section, but I'm going to show you guys that later. And I can use any of these that I want. I don't have to pay extra or anything. I can get all of them for free. Well, obviously you have to pay for the software, but I'm saying like you don't have to pay anything extra to get these funnels. So let's just click on a random one real quick. We can either click on the entire funnel or we can just view it with the eyeball. I'm just going to click on it. It's going to tell you a bunch of different things about it, but you can press continue at the top right. And now it is adding the template to our template library. And here it is, real estate wholesaling right here. We can click on it. Before we even get inside of the funnel, I'm going to show you a couple things that you can do. So as you can see, we're in the steps page right now. And when you're in steps, you're going to see all of your steps. This basically just means your funnel pages. So we have the first page, which is called upsell. And of course you can rename this to whatever you want. And then we have the second page, which is the thank you page, because that's really what funnels are. Funnels are trying to get you to do something. They're primarily used when running ads. And if you guys become my affiliates, you will literally see my funnel page as well that was also built on Go High Level. So there you go. That's an overview of the steps section. You can also click over here on products, and you can add products inside of a funnel. This This is something that I also do very often. For instance, if you order one of my one-on-one calls, that is a funnel with a product built inside of the funnel, so you can actually purchase my one-on-one calls right inside of the GHL funnel, which of course is connected to Stripe, which is connected to Go High Level again. I cover products in my YouTube channel. I'll make another updated video on products. You'll find that video on my channel, not too hard to find. And then the third option over here to the far right is publishing. This is where you can actually change the step URL. If you don't like it saying upsell-8884, you can change it to pretty much whatever you want. So as you can see, I changed it to homepage, and then I'm going to change the step name to homepage as well. We're going to update the step, and there we go. We're good to go. I can go back to publishing, and I can see that it says homepage and /homepage. We've also got a share funnel button up here at the top right, where you can share with anyone who has the link as a snapshot, anyone within your agency, or you can remove sharing altogether. Then you copy the share link and send it to whoever you want. I'd also like to point out that there is no domain added to this funnel. So obviously we can't publicly send out this funnel. I will show you guys how to add a domain name to any funnel or website in a second. And once you do, it will be shown right here. And boom, we have the entire funnel right here completely previewed. Yes, this is a very small funnel, but it's just something I can show you guys. I can edit it real quick and we can cover all the basics of funnels and websites. So that's why this one's kind of boring, but there you go. That's how you preview it. You can also click on this little gear icon for settings, and you can change the name here and this gigantic path URL as well. But now let's get to the fun stuff, the actual editing of the funnel. So I'm going to click edit right here, and we are now inside the editing feature of the funnel and the website builder inside of Go High Level. Now, when you first see this, it is very intimidating. It's incredibly hard to process and understand. I remember my first time on the editor, it was insane. I'm going to show you one of my favorite tricks of learning everything inside of Go High Level, and this works perfectly inside of the editor feature as well. And that trick is to go through every single button. Yes, every single button that you can possibly go through, you should go through and understand every single one. Once you know what they all do, the website editor becomes so much easier. I'd also like to point out that the less you change on a funnel and a website, the better off they look. I cannot stress that enough. These are professionally done. They've already been created. So most of the time when you start adding a bunch of stuff to it and changing the fonts and all these things, it just ends up looking worse. Work smarter, not harder, guys. But let's start all the way over here at the top left, this little plus icon. This is to add elements. Everything inside of the editor is elemental. It's created and edited through elements. So I'm going to click an element, and as you can see, we have all of these different options under elements. And yes, we're going to be going through every single one. So if you didn't already know about the Go High Level editor and how it functions, it's all done in sections. As you can see, we've got a green section right here, the big one. We go down one and you see the blue section, which is a little bit smaller. Then we go to purple and we go to orange. And then there's even a global section, which is usually the header or the footer. Global sections basically mean that whenever you change it on one page, it changes it on every single page. That's why it's almost always a header or footer section. But as you can see, the global section is this kind of like weird purple color. It's not the same as this purple, but it's still kind of close. It's a little bit darker, a little bit more gray. But there you go. That's every single section that you will need to know inside of the GHL builder. And once you understand that format, you can build anything inside of this builder. And it's super easy to add any section that you want. You can click on the green one right here, click this little plus icon. You can do a full width, a wide, a medium, a small. They literally tell you exactly how big these things are going to be. So let's do a full width section, and boom, we've got a full width section right underneath the main section. And now I can add a row. I can either do 1 column, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 6 columns. So notice how it not only added the blue for me, but it added the 6 purple elements as well. And what can we do inside of a purple element? We can add an orange element. So let's add the element, and these will all be the orange sections. So now we get to go through all the elements. Let's start with headline. You guys are going to be using this one a lot. So obviously headline is just a headline. It's a pretty large font. We can pretty much put whatever we want here. We'll call it headline. And then over here to the right is where you change everything about it. So I'm going to try to fly through this because obviously this is going to take forever. But you can change the element name right here from headline to anything that you want. You can change the background color. As you can see, we just turned it over to blue. This looks horrible, but it's just something that you can do. We'll go back to white, or you can do transparent. If you're going to have a background behind that, then you obviously don't want it to be white because then there will be a giant white rectangle. So if that is ever a problem that you're seeing, change it from white to transparent. You can also do a dark transparent, which is kind of cool. That's kind of what's happening here. As you can see, it's like a little bit darker shade. That's a dark transparent background. This one's a little too dark, so we'll go back to regular transparent. But then down here, we've got opacity. So this is where you can change from like a light fade. As you can see, it went a little bit lighter over here to a half fade, or even a heavy fade, which pretty much makes it almost disappear. So I don't know why you'd want to do that, but maybe that's better for like photos. So we're going to do none. I'm going to go back and change this back to transparent. And then we're going to do a text shadow. This can make things pop a little bit more. So if we do like a mid shadow, as you can see, headline now has a shadow on it, which is pretty cool. Or you can do a strong shadow, but that gets a little heavy right there. So I'd probably stick with like a light fade or maybe just a mid shadow. I think it looks pretty good like that. And then next we've got letter spacing. We've got normal 1px, or you can go down to 3px, which is going to be freaking huge, even down to -1 to keep them super in line. But honestly, we're probably just going to stick with normal. And then we've also got text align, so we can click on here and change the aligning of the text. A lot of you guys already know this. You've worked with Microsoft Word, or if you've ever typed anything in your life, you you already know what all these things do. So we're going to scroll down a little bit more. We've got a box shadow. This is pretty cool. So you can do like a 20% inner shadow, which is actually going to make the box around headline turn into a shadow. This works really well when you want to make headlines pop or a box kind of pop. Next, we have the font size where you can actually choose the font for both the desktop and the mobile. But for right now, we're going to do desktop because obviously the desktop and mobile font are going to be completely different. I'll cover that in a second. But for right now, we've got the desktop font. We can change that to like 40 and see it gets a little bit bigger. But we'll go back down to 32 for right now. Next, we've got the headline font. You can do a content font, the headline font that they already give you, which is the one right here, or you can do a custom font. So let's click custom font, go to the font family, and you can see all of these different fonts. Also, you can search straight from Google. So they've got these different fonts as well. Let's click this one right here because it looks a little weird. And there we go, brand new font. Next on the list is icons. I actually use icons a lot. I think they help, especially when running like forms or buttons. So for instance, if we had like a settings icon, we could just type in settings, click on the setting, and now we've got a nice little gear shift right next to headline. So that's pretty cool. It's called the cog. But let me show you another one. Let's type in arrow. This is one that's used a lot when trying to get someone to click on a button. So we can do an arrow like that. But as you can see, there are tons of different options. They've even got like YouTube as an option, which is pretty cool. We can put the YouTube icon right there, and then we could literally change this to YouTube. So that's pretty awesome. And then if we scroll down even more, we've got color, bold text color, italic color, even the icon color way down here. So I can change the icon color to like red. Let's try red, and boom. Now we have the actual YouTube logo right here that we just created. Obviously the font's not the same, but that's pretty cool. And if you want to turn this into a link, then you can actually change the link color text to blue. So people will know, hey, this is a clickable link. You should probably click on it. This works really well when doing like a phone number or an email at the bottom. But yeah, these are all the different color options based off what the headline is. And then finally at the bottom, we have margin and padding. You guys will actually be using this a lot just to keep everything organized and everything even. You're going to want the padding and the margins to be very, very similar. Like for instance, if I were to have YouTube here, Instagram here, TikTok here, I would want the margin and padding to be the exact same for each headline. So just make sure that they fit. Next, we've got the advanced options. Most of you guys won't be using this very often, but if you go over to advanced, you got the border right here. So you could do like a full border. Now you've got the border around YouTube. I guess that might come in handy. I mean, you can do a solid border, or you can do dashed or dotted or really whatever you want. Then you can do a border width of like 5 pixels. Obviously this is starting to look pretty weird, but I'm just showing you guys what it can do. And you can even change the border color. So we could do like a blue color or like a red again. And we can do the border radius. So let's do like a 20 pixel border radius. This is going to turn it into more of a circle. As you can see, you've got YouTube circle right here. This honestly comes in handy when you're working with like buttons. Obviously you want buttons to be kind of circular. I think they look a lot better when they are, but just in case, that's how you do it. You can also change the line height, the text transform to all uppercase, lowercase, capitalized, normal, whatever you want it to do. And you can change visibility on desktop and mobile, which is by far one of the most important features you're going to see, because I cannot stress this enough. When you are creating on both desktop and mobile, which is going to be pretty much every single thing that you create inside of the builder, you will have photos, you will have text, you will have so many things that look great on desktop and horrible on mobile versus great on mobile but horrible on desktop. So what you can do is we can take this YouTube entire section right here that we just built, and we can say we do not want it to show on mobile. And now it's gone, but it's still here on desktop. And there's actually a really cool hack to this. So for me to make it look good on both mobile and desktop, what I do is I take a section and I duplicate the section, and then I'll take the duplicated section, go back to advanced, and turn it off for desktop and back on for mobile. This way I can go back into mobile and there it is. But this is a completely different section, so anything I change over here will not change over here. Now I can have free range to mess with the mobile and it won't mess up the desktop. This is perfect. I promise you will love this hack. But I will point out that the Go High Level website builder works really hard on optimizing for both mobile and desktop. However, this is just a nice little hack in case you want to use it. All right, that is pretty much it for the advanced section. Now I'm going to go back into the plus add element icon, and under the headline, you can add a sub headline. So this is usually just a smaller font. It's nothing too crazy, and it just goes below the headline. And then everything on the far right is the exact same, so I'm not going to cover that again. Next, we've got paragraphs. So we can add a paragraph below that where we would just type in a bunch of different words. This could be good for like a bio or something like that. And once again, everything on the far right, exactly the same. So let me add another one. Next, we've got bullet lists. So if you want to add a bunch of bullet lists, I actually like doing this a lot. It's really good on websites when you have a bunch of things to list off, for instance, like services. And just in case you guys do not like the little check marks, you can change them over here on the icon section. So check this out. Maybe I want a bunch of YouTube signs. Obviously, I wouldn't want that, but I'm just showing you guys some options. Maybe I want circles. Maybe I want a different type of check mark, so I can do this one right here. Or maybe that's a little too much for me, so I can do a different check mark. This one looks really nice. It's a nice little circle with a check mark inside of it. Let's do that one. Next on the element page is the forms. So now we've gone over all the text. We're gonna go on to forms next. So we've got button. As you can see, this button is freaking huge. Now there are a ton of different editing features for the button. A lot of them are the exact same as the text options, but let me show you. So we can change the element name right here for organizational purposes. We can change the background, which we can do like blue. We can change the letter spacing, the text shadow. So let's do a text like mid shadow. Then if we come down here, we can change the font size. Honestly, I like this font. I just don't like how big the button is, but we're going to change that in a second. But as you can see, when I change the font size, it changes the size of the button. So if I do a font of 25, it's going to make the button super thick. If I go back down to 15 like I was just at, the button's perfectly normal. Then I can go down here and change the headline font. I can also do the icon picker again. This is pretty good for like buttons. So I'll do this wrench right here, and as you can see, click to sign up. Got a nice little wrench there for some reason. And if you don't like the icon before, you can do an icon after, or you can just do both. So we'll do a wrench before and after. And as you can see, the margins are trash now. So let me go fix that. I just went and changed the font to 13. I'm gonna try to add it up to 14 and see if it works there. And it does, it fits perfectly. Then I'm gonna scroll down here. We can change the color options. And this is for the actual font. So I can change it to black. I'm probably gonna keep it at white, but just in case you wanted to, that's how you do it. Then we've got all the padding options right here. Once again, I'm not gonna change any of these. I think it's pretty clean cut as it is, but be my guest if you want to change them. And then most importantly, we've got text options and button actions. This is the entire point of the button itself. So we're going to change the text and we're going to say click here, or we could write submit or get a quote today. Whatever you want the button to say, you can say it right here. You can also add subtext, but to me, adding more text underneath the text of a button is overkill, so I never do it. And then here's the most important part of the button, the actual action of the button. What do you want the button to do? So if I click on the actions here, we've got all these different options. We've got open pop-up, which is my favorite. This is just going to open a giant pop-up. I'll show you what that looks like right here. As you can see, I clicked on the pop-up settings at the top middle, and then I can add the pop-up section right here, which could be like a form. So if I click add row, I'll add a column, add an element. I can do a headline, a sub-headline, and then I could add an actual form. And luckily, I have a form right here, so I'm just going to click on that one. But if you want to learn how to build forms, I talk about this all the time on my YouTube channel and inside of my course, so go watch that if you want to learn how to build one. And then once you built one, you can add it right here. And there you go. That's how you do a pop-up. And then of course, if you want to add borders and turn this into like a square, you can also do that. But if I did all that, this video could be like 3 hours long, so I'm not going to go and do all of those things. I'm just showing you guys how to get the site up and running. So for most of you, you will be using the pop-up feature. So when you click on the button, opens the pop-up, and then they fill out the form and they get a text message or whatever it is that the automation is connected to the form is doing. The next, we've got a website URL. So maybe you want this button to lead to the YouTube channel, so you link the YouTube channel to the button, and then you just put in the website URL right here at the bottom. The next is hide elements. So this is where you click on one of the sections that you want the button to go to. So let's say we want the button to go back to the header. The next one on the list is hide elements. So this is kind of strange, but basically you can pick all the elements you want to hide whenever you press on the button. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to click on the preview up here at the top right. I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. If I scroll down and I click here, it hides all the elements I just clicked on. Once again, not really sure when this would come in handy, but in case you want to use it, be my guest. The next one is show elements. Of course, this would be showing the elements. Next is scroll to an element. So this one's pretty handy. I mean, when you click on the button, it'll just scroll to whichever element you want to click on. So for instance, if the button's way down at the bottom, but you want the scroll to element to be one of the top features, like the header, then this is what it's going to look like. So let's say I'm at the bottom here. I'm going to click here, and it's going to take me back to the top. That's pretty much all it does. And then boom, there's our pop-up. The next one is step. So this one is also really important. Obviously, we have 2 steps in this funnel. We have the home page and the thank you page. So if we click this button, it will take us directly to the thank you page. This is really good when you have like a get a quote form and you want to take them to a thank you page or something like that. Then this would come in handy. Or if you just want to take them to the next step, you can do it right here. We've got one click up, down, and sell product. This is when you have products. We've got a call feature, an SMS feature that can actually text, an email address, and a membership in case you're doing courses. So lots of different options here for buttons. Let your imagination run wild. I promise you, you can do pretty much anything you want in the website builder. Next, I'm going to go over here to themes, and we have a bunch of different options for themes for these buttons. I honestly never choose any of these themes because I go over to the advanced section and build them myself. But check this out. In the advanced section, you can change the text transform, which is uppercase, lowercase, capitalized. You can either do a fluid width or fill the entire width of the section right here. And you can even have a button effect. So check this out. We'll do like a wobble effect. And as you can see, when you hover over it, it wobbles like that. Or we can have a bouncing loop effect, which is just going to bounce up and down around like that. We also have a rocking effect, so you can just choose whichever one you want if you want an effect at all. And then of course we've got button shadow, we've got BG styles, vertical space, horizontal space, the visibility like we talked about earlier, and border options. So check this one out. We're gonna do a full border, and you see how the button has this little green outline? We don't want that. We're gonna change the border color to see-through, this little transparent color right here. Now you cannot see the border. And then we're gonna come down here to border radius, and we're gonna do like a 20 px. And check it out, it turned it from a square into like a circular square. And then of course I can up the radius and make it even more circular if I want. But there you go, that's everything you need to know about the button element. Let's go add another one. We already covered forms, so I'm gonna come down here to blogs. We've got blog posts and category navigation. Honestly, I'm gonna be skipping through this. I don't do much with blogs, but if you guys do, there's an entire section for blogs inside of Go High Level. You can create the blogs there, and then you can just import them right here. The next is gonna be the media section. You're gonna be using this all the time. So if I do an image slider, we have a different slideshow that we can add. And just to show you guys what this looks like, I'm gonna delete some of these sections. That way it's a lot wider. Yes, I realize this looks stupid, but I wanted to show you guys the media section on the slideshow. So let's add a couple slides here. And in order to add a slide, you're gonna come down here to the image button. We're gonna click on the image button right here. We're gonna upload a file, and we can either upload our own photos or we can go to My Media. We can go to something called Unsplash, and we can search anything that we want. So let's search cars, and boom, we have all of these different cars. Let's do this Mercedes right here. And there you go. The photo is right there. We can change the margins to make it fit a little bit better, but that is gonna be your first photo in the slideshow. Now we can go to the second one. We're gonna type in doctor, and we're gonna add a doctor photo right there. And then we're gonna go to slide number 3 and add the last photo. I typed in construction, and I'm gonna do one of these buildings right here, maybe a skyscraper or something. Let's do this one. And there we go. Now we have a slideshow perfectly in place, and we can change the dimensions all down here. We've got size 500, width, X amount, whatever you want to put in there. So as you can see, doing a height of 200 is going to make it way worse. So we're going to do like 700. And when we increase it to 700, it actually fits the entire picture. So who knows, maybe 700 height was a much better option for all of these photos. They seem to fit perfectly in that 700 pixel. But let me click the plus icon down here at the bottom, and we've got a video. If you want to add a video option, you can add a video right here on your website. And if you're curious as to how you add a video, well, it's right here. You're going to come down to video type, and you can either add a YouTube link, a Vimeo link, Wistia, custom embed, HTML5, or a hosted video. Pretty much any option that you possibly want, you can put in here and have a video play right on the website. I personally love having videos. I think it's a great way to get people connected with the website and extremely engaged, and it will definitely increase conversions. Let's hit the plus again. We've got an image. This is just when you want to add a regular image. Pretty simple, nothing too crazy. And then lastly, an FAQ section where you can put your entire FAQ list right here. And then you can edit the entire FAQ right over here to the right. Pretty cool, but nothing too crazy again. The next section after FAQ is the custom. So as you can see, we've got custom code right here. I don't know anything about custom code or HTML, JavaScript. I've used a few in the past, but those were just copy and paste. Like as you can see over here to the far right, we can open the code editor, and this is where I get lost. I have no idea what to type here, but if you guys are coders, if you're programmers, then you will definitely know what to do. And you can have as much fun as you possibly want coding your own website. But for me, I'm gonna skip that one. The next is surveys. If you guys want to have your own surveys in here, you just got to go to the survey builder, build up the survey, and you're good to go. Pretty easy, nothing too crazy there either. The next is calendars. If you guys have any calendars, you're going to want to put a calendar right there, and then it will show up right here in your website. This is something that people do on funnels and websites all the time, so just go customize your own calendar in the calendar section and then add it right to any website that you want. Next, we've got maps. This is pretty good for local places like local restaurants or local businesses, clients that you're working with. You can put their map right here. Someone can go to the funnel or go to the website and find out the directions to get to that place. I've done this for pretty much every single one of my clients. And then as you can see over to the far right, you got open search box, and you can pick the exact destination that you want. So let's say it was Williamsburg Bridge in New York. We could enter that location, and that's exactly what it would show up on the website. The next is SVG. These are different types of SVG files. So if you guys deal with SVGs, you can open up the SVG editor and you can do with that what you will, but I personally don't use SVGs at all. I honestly don't even know what they do. Next section is reviews. This is another big one that people use all the time for local businesses. You can actually take the review widget off of Google and put it onto a funnel or website. So make sure you connect all of your clients' GMB accounts, because this is very, very important. One of the main things that you need to have on every single funnel, in my opinion, or every website for a local business, are photos and videos, a list of the services, and customer testimonials. Those three things will get you very, very far when creating funnels and websites for business owners. It's the only thing that customers ever look at. Oh, I almost forgot. Also a very easy way to get in contact with the business owner. So that's like a form and automation that has to be on every single funnel, but that's just a given. All right, next we've got countdowns. We've got a countdown timer. This is pretty cool. If you guys have any countdown timers for certain events or certain products that you're going to be listing, then boom, you can do that right here. We've got minute timer and day timer. I'm not going to add all those, but as you can see, they're right there. And then we've got blocks, navigation menu. So the navigation menu comes in handy when you're dealing with like a header or a footer section, because as you can see, we've got home, about, team, contact. All these websites always have these headers at the top of their site. So you can actually create the headers and you can edit them over here to the far right and put in the website URL for the home page or the about page or the team page. And then people could just click at the top, whichever one they want, and it will magically go there. So that's the navigation bar. Nothing too crazy, pretty simple. Next, we've got a divider. So it's just going to be this giant line. This works really well when dealing with like headlines and paragraphs and trying to separate them in a nice clean fashion. You can use a divider. And if you don't want the line to go from one side of the website all the way to the other, you can do like a 50% or a 30%. Let's do a 30%, see how small it gets. Just adding this nice little divider actually makes things come together and kind of separate them in a perfect way. Next, we've got the progress bar. So if you guys have a progress bar or feel like you need one, there it is. Then we've got image feature. This is where you're going to add an image plus a headline and everything you want about that image. This works really well in like the barbershop niche, or if you have a bunch of products, then you can feature them right there. And then we've got social icons. So of course, if you have a Facebook account, Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever it's called now, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, all of these different social medias, you can add them all over here to the far right. Usually this goes at the bottom of a site or a funnel. So I highly recommend using these for all of your clients and for your own pages. And then finally at the bottom, we have two-step order form, one-step order form, and order confirmation. So let me show you one-step order form real quick. This can only be used if you have products, if you're selling some type of product, whether it's a digital product or a physical product. And once again, I show you guys how to do this inside of the product videos on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't seen those videos, I highly recommend checking them out, and then you will completely understand what all this means. But there you go. You can even enter coupon codes and everything else that you want revolving products on a funnel page. It's basically the exact same thing as a one-step order form, except there's two steps. But the steps are the exact same. They don't add any extra information. So I'm not really sure why people don't just stick with one step, because I think it's way better. And then next we've got order confirmation, where you can see all the confirmation details about whatever it is that the person ordered. If you want to put that in on a second page, you can do that too. And there you go. That was every single element inside of the GHL website builder. I'm going to scroll all the way back up to the top, and we're going to go through the top sections. We've got layers, where you can see the pages and you can see the pop-up. If you click on each section, you can see the subsections right below that. This is basically just a better way to get an overview of the entire section. Not only that, you can click on these little three dots over to the far right. You can clone sections, edit sections, hide them, delete them. So when you get really good at using the editor feature, you'll be able to delete, copy, make websites so fast, and you will probably be using these a lot. The next is pages over here in the top, where you can see all the different pages. Obviously, we only have two, so I can stay on the home page, or I can go over here to the thank you page, and there we go. Now we're on the thank you page, and we can edit that one too. But for right now, I'm going to go back to the home page. The next is a tracking code. So for anyone who runs Facebook ads or any type of Google ads, and you want to track all the information that is coming from the funnel or going to the funnel, then you can actually track it right in here. You can paste that tracking code. I actually do this for a lot of my ads, so I highly recommend using this feature. You've got the header tracking and the footer tracking. Next is custom CSS. This is a little bit trickier for me. Once again, this is more of a coding feature. I'm not much of a coder, so I don't really use this, but you can find custom CSS so you can copy and paste, or find someone really smart and copy and paste their stuff if they let you. Then we've got the typography, where you can change all the headline fonts and content font. We've kind of gone over this, so I'm going to skip this one. And then we've got the background, where you can add an entire background image for the entire website itself. This sometimes comes in handy, but most people will just put a photo on the back of like a green section right here instead of using an entire background. But you can also change the background color from white to anything else that you want. And then of course we've got pop-up settings, which we've already gone over, and we've got SEO metadata. So if you want to know what SEO metadata is, it's basically giving your website and your funnel a title and a description. Not only that, but you can do keywords, and you can put a social image. So check this out. So I really wanted this as my social image, this nice little Lamborghini, and then I'm going to change the title of my website to Lambo and get your Lambo here. And then if I scroll all the way down, as you can see, it says Lambo right here at the top, get your Lambo here, and then it has the photo of the Lambo right there. And whenever you send this website link to anyone, that's what it's going to look like. So there you go. That is the SEO metadata. And then this button allows you to preview custom codes, which we don't have any, so that's not going to work. And then we have the format. So if I click right here, we can do 2-column mode, which is what we're in now, or we can do auto, which just brings up the column anyway. So nothing too crazy right there. And then as you can see over in homepage, we can actually change which page that we're on. And then right here, we've got desktop and mobile. I kind of showed you guys what this does already. I showed you where it comes in handy, but if you want to see what it looks like on the mobile, you're going to click the little phone icon. Desktop, you click the desktop icon. Over here to the far right, you can see the eyeball. That's where you're going to preview the entire website or funnel. Save is where you're going to save it, and publish is where you're going to publish it. Next, we've got versions, so I can click on versions right here. And then underneath save and publish, we've got undo and redo. This will come in handy very often. Everybody knows what an undo and a redo button do. And then over here to the far right, we've got show settings, which just show everything that we've been doing this entire time. So there you go. That is the entire builder for the funnel. The website builder is the exact same, but I'm still going to go over and show you guys some of the website options, and then I'm going to show you guys how to connect the domain to the site, and that will be it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hop on over to the website feature right here. Then we're going to click on on new website, just like we did with funnels, and we're going to choose the templates and click continue. I clicked on the automotive section, and as you can see, we've got a ton of different car websites. Now the websites are always going to be nicer than the funnels. I'm not sure why Go High Level does this, but the websites just seem way nicer in general. The only issue that I see with websites are the amount of pages that come with a website. There can be like 10, 15, 20 pages, and that can take days to edit. And when dealing with a local business, they don't need a 15-page website. Honestly, not many people at all, not many businesses at all need a 15-page website. They need a 1 or a 2-page website where people can hop on, see their services, and easily get in touch with them. That's why when I'm dealing with clients, I am almost always pushing funnels, and the clients don't even know what that means. So I'll tell them it's a website, and it still is a website, but it's just a funnel. It's just going to be 1 or 2 pages, and that's what you should always aim to do. Anyone building 10, 20, 30-page websites, probably doing so for SEO purposes, and most local businesses don't need that much SEO. When you're dealing with a town of a population of 150,000 people, and there's maybe 6 different chiropractic offices or 5 different land clearing businesses in that area alone, the competition is so small that creating a website based off SEO purposes in general, which by the way means search engine optimization, that's when you're trying to get a website to rank first in its category. So if I were you guys and I was starting over from the beginning, I would focus on funnel building for as many clients as I possibly could, and I would charge about $500 up front to actually build the site, which you can realistically do in like 1 to 2 days, and then I would charge $97 a month to set up the entire thing, which is the automations in the back connected to the pop-ups, connected to the funnels, connected to the forms, and that will keep everything running and tell them that you'll update the site when they want it updated, and you'll make sure everything is smooth, the domains are connected, it's all hosted perfectly with you, and that in my opinion is totally worth $97 a month. I'm actually working on this method right now because I keep getting so many local businesses in my area that just want websites, and I'm so sick of it. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna start hiring someone else to build these freaking sites, $97 a month, and we're good to go. It's such an easy business model, guys. Don't get greedy. Don't think you need to charge an arm and a leg. You don't at all. Just build up your clientele, keep it simple. I promise you'll thank me later. And finally, connecting a domain to the site so the site can actually work. Well, that's gonna be in the settings tab down here, and it's gonna be over here in the domain section. As you can see, I've already connected one. Also, as you can see, this is a subdomain. You can make as many subdomains as you possibly want. I talk about this in my free course. It's super easy to do, so I'm not gonna go in Cloudflare and cover it in here. If you guys want the free course, it's in the description below, and you can learn how to create as many subdomains as you want, which can create as many websites and funnels as you want. With that being said, I can click the add button at the top right, and then I can type in the domain that I want. Now, this will only work if you've already connected the DNS record. If you haven't done it yet, then you have to add the records manually, so let me show you what that means. For instance, if I wanted a website that didn't exist at all, so I'm gonna do DominicBaptistWebsite.com, I'm gonna add the record manually, and it's gonna tell me exactly what to do. I have to go to my A record, use as the host, 34.68.234.4 as the required value, and then CNAME www, go to flash.funnels.msgsndr.com. You can copy it right there. You can watch the video for help. It tells you exactly how to do it. Once you've done that, you can then connect it to the website or funnel right here. And then boom, you're good. You're done. You've created a funnel. You've created a website for your client or for yourself. And it honestly wasn't even that hard. Just think back in the 90s, you had to actually code everything. Now that would actually be hard. But thank you for anyone who stuck around to the end. And if you want to become my affiliate, it's going to be in the link in the description below. You guys can get a 30-day free trial. That is an extended free trial, 30 days for free on the $497 Pro plan. And then you can downgrade to the 97 or the 297 or whatever plan that you want to do if you don't want to start on the 497 SaaS Pro. Once again, I talk about this in the free course. If you guys aren't in the free course, definitely check it out. It gives you everything you need to know, and it shows you how to get my second course and get in contact with me personally, because I always talk to my affiliates. Just message me on Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is that you want to reach out, and I promise I will get back to you if you're my affiliate, of course. I'd also like to point out that I'm still doing one-on-one Zoom calls, so if you guys want to order a one-on-one Zoom call or a setup call where I set up your entire account in front of you on Zoom, and you can ask me any questions that you want, I'm going to be inside of your account, fixing it, making sure it's all good to go, then you can order those in the link in the description below as well. For some reason, I still have very cheap prices for those. I am a man of my word. I never change the prices. So definitely take advantage of that while you can. And honestly, just going through this entire video and seeing how long it was, I might make another website video where I actually build a website in front of you guys so you can see how it's done. Because I keep getting so many different prospects asking for websites. I mean, we got 3 last week alone, and we aren't even looking. We're not running ads. We're not trying to find these people. They're just coming up to us. It's mostly because of my land clearing business. But ultimately, it's just getting annoying, and I think I should do something about it. So I might just build a website, record the whole thing, show you guys how it's done, and who knows, maybe that'll be even more useful than this video right here. But either way, with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.